What is going on, guys? Thank you for joining us. It is the 22nd of June, and we are here for another 30-minute Monday night special. And we have one of our admins who rarely appears in public for various reasons. Jake has joined us this evening. Thank you for coming on, pal.
No problem.
And as always, we have the lovely James from sunny Scotland and Ryan from rainy Coventry, if people want to stalk him. So, guys, we're going to be talking football, we're going to be talking some transfer news, and talking of the likes of Parma, James. Interesting developments with Parma. They have decided to, well, I assume it wasn't by choice. They will be an amateur side next year, playing in the 4th level of Italian football. You sound excited, James.
Well, there was 2 investors that were kind of floating around interested, and they pulled out and they didn't get the deadline met for a takeover by Monday, and that left them too late to apply to go to Serie B, and they've been put down to, I think, Serie D and been made amateur level, and now today they released about 20-25 players.
I was going to say there'll be a lot more going as well, won't there?
I think it'll just be a lot of youngsters left.
That's what I was thinking. there's going to be nobody left. It's not like when Juventus went down and there's obviously a few of the big boys stayed because they only dropped down 1 division. They've certainly fallen. It's going to be interesting to see how they can go back up. And it's definitely going to be interesting on the game we all know and love in Football Manager, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, it should be an interesting save for people next season.
I think it's going to be interesting to say very shortly because obviously we're working on something now, aren't we, James?
Yeah, indeed we are. Hope to have that released by Thursday if all goes to plan. But they do have a player left called Alberto Cherry, who is a wonder kid, age 19, and believe me, I've used him before. He will score the goals if you
Has he not been released?
No, he's not been released yet.
Oh, and now, I don't know if you've got the chat open, James, but Mr. Zulu has come into the chat, and he has already tweeted both of us this evening with the excitement of doing that save. And hearing that Alberto Cherry is not being released, I mean, James, that's going to entice a lot of people.
Oh, I used him on Football Manager 2014, and what a goal scorer he was. He doesn't seem to get recognised this year by like the computer itself, the AI, but he is. You'll have no problem getting the goals to go back up.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to be very, very interesting. Jay's listening. He should be working on the database, so go away. Get to work, as Jake would say. But Ryan, I genuinely think, and it's actually something now that I'm actually considering doing is a Parma save just to keep me going till FM16 and maybe on Twitch as well as maybe for a website post, because Parma is going to attract so many people now, isn't it? I mean, Parma going to Serie D. I mean, it's one of the biggest talking points of this year.
It is. I mean, if you look, I've just opened a post right now on the BBC website, which everyone knows I love quite well. And their 1999 UEFA Cup final team is just unbelievable. They got Buffon, Thuram, Cannavaro, Baggio, Veron, Crespo, all those amazing players, and now they've gone down to the 4th tier of Italian football, and they'll have to rebuild again.
Jake will be playing for them next year, won't you, pal?
They'll do if they offer decent money.
What he said was if they offer decent money. Mark, thank you for tuning in, pal. Appreciate it. You were on obviously last week. Just give him a call, Jake, or get someone else to call just so they know what you're saying.
Okay.
But we're going to just talk about a few transfers, James. Something you will know a lot more than us about for some of the done deals. Is there any done deals that have happened today or yesterday you want to actually tell us about? We'll do this most weeks, I think. Or anything in those 7 days which has stuck to your mind since the last show.
You know, it's always nice to be caught off guard, but I'll go through it.
No worries,
anyway.
pal. I'm always happy to throw them
So
at
of course, Bournemouth, the most active team in the Premier League, just signed Sylvain Distin. So I think it'll be a 1-year contract, but that's a very good deal. Plenty.
Oh, James just... Yep. Go on, James.
Petr Cech, of course, Arsenal bound. I'm confident that'll happen tomorrow. Joe Gomez to Liverpool, the young player, but he looks like he's going to go out on loan. I think it'll be Derby, but I'm not 100% on that. Mario Mandzukic joined Juventus, 4-year contract today. Luciano Vietto, 20 million. He replaced Mandzukic at Atletico Madrid. Good player, him. The former Arsenal player Danielson has moved to the United Arab Emirates side
I
Al
saw that.
Wada.
Yeah.
Strange transfer. And Rangers in Scotland have brought back Danny Wilson. He's went from Liverpool to Blackpool to Bristol City to the champion at Hearts and the captain back to Rangers, and now he's well established. He's a good young player.
He's been around. He was
And
a great buy on Football Manager a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them cases where he was very young. A lot will say he shouldn't have went to Liverpool because he actually never got the chance. He only played 2 games, I think. But when you're 17, 18, you can't turn down Liverpool. And finally, Matt Loughton joined Burnley, and James McLean joined West Brom, and Yusuf Malumbu joined Norwich.
Matt Loughton to Burnley. What's your thoughts on that one, James?
It's a good signing. He's a good young left. Well, I don't think he's that young anymore, but he's a good left back. I think he plays. And is he right back? I think he's found his level. I think Championship is his level. I don't see him as an established Premier League player.
Yeah, I must. I mean, sorry, Ryan. I genuinely, I think he was a decent player, James. I really did think he was a good right back for Villa. He wasn't the world's best, but I thought he was all right. I mean, when you compare him to some of the other right backs, Ryan, in the Premier League, like Raphael and stuff, I thought he was better than him.
He's decent, but maybe he's above Championship, but he's kind of low Premiership. He's not going to be one of these that will play for the Man United, Chelsea's, and all those up there.
Any idea on the fee, James? I'm just wondering if they made money on the Trippier deal, and because it's I
think it's about 3 million. That's a rough guess, by the way. But they sold Trippier for 3.5, so they kind of got robbed on Trippier.
3.5.
Yeah, they got robbed on him. Yeah, it's an absolute steal for that. There must be some sort of clause though.
Must be. I mean, we've all seen Trippier's stats for assists and defensive work when he was at Burnley. A great player. I mean, there's a few deals which are getting talked about at the minute, Ryan, and one of them is linking Sergio Ramos to Manchester United as part of the De Gea deal, possibly. Can you see that?
No.
Not in this lifetime.
What's his name? The Spanish person who goes on Sky Sports, Guillermo Balgay, or however we say his name. He says that Real Madrid don't want to sell him. Personally, I don't want him because he's one of these players that doesn't have the temperament. He's quite aggressive, gets sent off a lot, and it's not what we want at Man United, I wouldn't think.
If you want to buy him, you're paying his release clause. He will be at Real Madrid until the end of his career.
And what about the second one linked, Ryan? Bastian Schweinsteiger?
It would take him, but the fee, 7.5 million, I'd snap their hands off for that. He's 31, but I'd snap their hands off and say, we'll take him.
Just on the side, Mr. Zulu, I love the fact you listen to this show regularly because he's just said, is James using Ryan's internet tonight? You were jumping, James, when you were talking about the transfer deals.
Maybe it's because I'm in the hallway and it's quite echoey in here.
James has been dumped in the hallway. I've got the show tonight, love. We'll get in the hallway. Okay. Ronald Koeman is prepared to smash Southampton's transfer record to capture Toby Alderweireld, who was there on loan last season. I think that would be a good signing because he did do well before the injury, Ryan. You definitely agree. What about you, James?
Yeah, very good signing. To be fair, I'm not so sure Simeone will be in a hurry to offer, well, to let him go really, but if a player wants to go and play first team football and he enjoys his spell, then why not?
Well, I was surprised to let him out on loan, James, in the first place. So he's a really good player and he can play in midfield as well, so he's versatile as well.
I think it's a case of one of those that they've seen him as, say, third choice because the other two are better than them, but he sees himself as too good to be third choice and sit on the bench.
Yeah. It's kind of a good thing though, isn't it? He's like
I like it. I like it if a player feels he's too good for or too good to be on the bench. I like that he goes and gets first team football elsewhere to prove his worth.
Or even if he doesn't think he's too good for the bench and he just wants to play and he's happy to step down as well.
Yeah.
It's just I want to play football, I don't care where I go type thing. As you were saying, Bournemouth very active. Watford are battling with Bournemouth to try to convince Norwegian central midfielder Ibrahim to go to one of them teams. He didn't really do much when he was on loan in Norway, to be honest. He never really impressed me, so it's a bit of a strange deal that 2 Premier League clubs are after him, James.
Mm.
There's not really much to say about him, really, either, is there? I mean, he's just kind of like an unknown person. Jake, a player you will know and love in Charlie Austin. Just so you know, pal, it looks like Crystal Palace are not going to get him because the board won't back the 15 million price tag on him.
Thank God. He would be a brilliant signing for us. Yeah, we need a new striker. Papi Cisse isn't fit enough. Like often, we need a player who can get goals no matter what the service is, like Charlie Austin.
What about we've been obviously linked with a couple other players. Is there anyone who's standing out at the minute over the summer you really want to see us bring in?
Well, one I don't want to see is Foven. I think that's how you say his name. He's a French winger. He was voted in the worst team of the season last year.
Oh, we'll probably sign him then.
He followed Remy Cabella to nothing, but if you look into it too much, there was links today that we have bid 15 million for him.
Wow, 15 million for someone who's just got in the worst team of the year. Go on, James, what were you saying?
Yeah, but Divock Origi, who's just joined Liverpool, was also in that team, so it doesn't say much for him either. But I can't see Newcastle being allowed to sign a player like that after we had trouble with Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa was brilliant or he was awful, and Cabella's not done much last season. I think he will this season, but it's a big risk to go out and sign a flashy, similar player and not get a return straight away because Cabella got one season, he'll get this season to prove himself, but we can't take that risk. We need to be an established Premier League team, well we are, but we need to improve a lot, and we can't go out giving players one season to settle in all the time.
I don't know about you, Jake, but I don't want to see you spending 15 million on a player. I mean, Charlie Austin, I can almost kind of say, okay, do you know what, let's do it. Let's throw the money at him. He's English, he's a striker. But I don't want to see us going to the likes of France and spending 15 million. When you look at the likes of Sissoko, we got for 1.7, and if you're looking around them kind of the prices that we've signed some of them players for, I think 15 million is very excessive.
If there's one person I would take this transfer window, it would be Johan Cabaye for 10 million.
I'd snap the hands off. Get him back.
Because he can create, and he's more suited to the English league as a quicker pace, and he can spray balls left, right and centre. Whereas in France, it's more tactical, and he hasn't had the chance to do that.
Yeah, I think James, you'll no doubt agree as well. Get him back.
Every day, I'd absolutely love him back.
I think if he comes back, we'll all go and buy new tops just so we can get his name on. There's no preview picture on the new flute update, I've been informed. Ryan, are you there? No, he's had enough. He's had enough. You've upset him, Jake. Your comments. This has drove me crazy. The next topic, James. Jack Wilshere. Arsenal are preparing to offer him a double your money contract. Sorry, he's a good player. I actually like Jack Wilshere. Really technically gifted. He's technically gifted, but I don't think any chance he should be offered a double your money contract. That's just crazy.
Not madness. Doesn't deserve it. Has done nothing to prove his worth. I would just, you know what? He should be. If he's an Arsenal fan, he claims, and he's there forever. He says, I would turn it down or accept just an extension to the length and say I'll prove myself before I get that.
Yeah. Just quickly down the side, Mark says Tony Alder. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's a very good defender, and Southampton got a good deal. If Austin goes to Newcastle, he'll do well. And Jay says, can I have a translation for Jake?
Wow.
Hey, we embrace anyone from any part of the world. That's why we have 3 Newcastle fans on. Newcastle are actually linked with Kredzi from, is he from Sparta? Sparta Prague or Slava Prague. He's from one of them. Pavel Srnicek says he would be a perfect fit for us. That's the type of player I think we should be going for, James. players like this who would only cost a couple of million, and they're actually really good wingers, or just in general really good players who people say, oh, he'd be a good fit. It's worth that couple of million instead of spending 15 on someone.
Yeah, but the days of Newcastle signing players from that sort of leagues are long gone. Newcastle look at the main European leagues, and that's just the way it's been. They're looking for value for money. I'm not saying, well, he probably would be, but Newcastle aren't not looking in that sort of direction. Whether Pavel Sanachek says so or not.
But it will be interesting now, Jake, when tomorrow it gets confirmed. James just goes, oh, damn it. Or we sign someone from like a random nation in Africa or something. Well, that didn't sound good. Man City are weighing up a fresh Raheem Sterling bid. James, this is not going away. Over and over again, it's getting mentioned.
I wish it would, so we can stop talking about him.
We'll move on from that. Ryan, are you back?
I'm back.
No, he's back. He's back. Ryan, are you sick of hearing about Raheem Sterling?
Oh, it's going to go on and on. It's going to be that summer transfer that will just probably end on deadline day.
But now we're going to talk about Kevin De Bruyne. He's going to hold showdown talks with Wolfsburg. What are them showdown talks going to be? Are you paying me more money? I want to leave. I don't understand what the talks are going to be, because surely if he's happy there, he doesn't have to talk to them unless they contact him and say, look, we've accepted a bid. James, I mean, surely he should be happy to stay at a club where he's had such a good season.
I actually seen him have an interview in English, I think last week, and he did openly say, if I think there is interest from Man City, but until they make a bid, until it's accepted, he's going nowhere. So, to me, it sounds like, from the way he's speaking himself, if a bid is made and accepted, he will go and try to better himself. But if not, he's more than happy to stay at Wolfsburg because he's had an excellent season there.
Major cock up by Jose Mourinho letting him go, I think. He'll never come out and admit it.
Jose knows best.
To be fair, he normally does well, but there are the odd things which go tits up, I think, and this is definitely one of them. Ryan, there's Newcastle linked with Hijack and Aston Villa's bid to land Townsend.
I would say go for it, because he's injury prone. Newcastle can have an injury prone player, why not?
He's freaking useless, man. He just keeps going on the same foot every time. James, would you have him?
Yeah, I disagree with his. I would take him.
See, that's why the show's good. James doesn't know what he's talking about, and I do. Do you not think, though, we've discussed this, didn't we, before, about him being very one direction, and, well, I don't think he's in the band, but he seems to always go in the same direction.
He's got more of an end product than Gabby Obertan.
That's not hard. I've got more of an end product than Gabriel Obertan. Jake has, and we all know how bad he is at football.
True.
Oh, you mate, I'm mint. Just have a look down. Tony Pulis at West Brom, he signed McLean, James. That's obviously been confirmed now, all finished off. Is that a good deal? People have showed stats saying actually he's not as bad as people say.
He's not a bad player, but he's put it this way, you won't mention him very much throughout next season.
No. Edin Dzeko is saying that he's not going to leave Man City. Well, of course he's not. Have you seen how much money he's on? But cast your mind back, Ryan and James. I said a while ago that I could see Sean Wright-Phillips going to New York Red Bulls, and he is now linked with signing for New York Red Bulls. So I don't want to say that I predict the future, but go on, Ryan.
Good signing for them, though.
Do you think I'm like?
Good signing for them.
Do you remember years ago there was a thing in England that woman called Mystic Meg? I'm like the Mystic Meg. Monday night. So I predicted Southampton to have a good season. You all laughed at me. I predicted Sean Wright-Phillips to go New York Red Bulls.
Oh, listen to you. You didn't mention that you said they would finish in top 4, though.
Oh, James, you must have misheard.
Aye.
I predicted
Good, James. Good luck.
You're all bullies. Just calm down. Let's get down the side. Mr. Zulu, I wish we would just sell Sterling. The boy doesn't want to be at the club, so we should just cash in on him, build a team of players that do want to play for the shirt.
What they should do is go out and say, you match 50 million, we take it. You don't match it, he stays. And that puts it pretty much in any other team that has the money's ballpark. And
Yeah.
until you match that, he isn't leaving. And they'll get it. They'll get it.
I'm just looking here. The next comment is from Mark, and he's just saying about Jackson Martinez. Now, we all thought this was a done deal to AC Milan, but obviously he's pulled back now. There is talk that he's going to Atletico, but Mark's
Before
saying there
the-
that he's waiting out for Arsenal. What are you going to say, James?
I don't think he's going to Atletico now that they just spent that 20 million on Vieto. And they've still got Torres for next season as well on a year's loan.
Oh, well, they don't need anyone.
And he's like God there, so.
He is as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a truthful comment. I'm just reading this. I've got so many notes in front of me, it's crazy. Ryan will be well impressed.
Jay said, how Paul is making me work. It's about
He
time.
called himself a database expert. Edin Dzeko is the modern day Winston Beauregard. That's what Mr. Zulu said. That's a joke that only Ryan gets. I've heard the name. Doesn't he play
You
for
don't-
Leeds or something?
You don't know who Winston Beauregard is?
The name rings a bell. I know he's Dutch,
Oh, wow.
but I can't picture where I know him from.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, James. Don't get started, James. Or I'll pull out facts from before you were born.
You're not like 45, you should know.
That's harsh, James. I've got as much hair as you.
Oh, I don't think so.
Let's not start this fight online. We'll claw at each other afterwards. Let's just go down.
I'll just run you through his last 4 clubs, okay? Ajax, AC Milan, Barcelona, Chelsea, and a Holland international.
Told you he was Dutch, didn't I?
Yeah, but he's not very good. He's not well known, is he?
Well, I got his nationality right. Liverpool are keen on signing. This is a name I always hate pronouncing. Azier Larramendi, the guy who decided
Larramendi.
from Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
What do you think of that deal? If they get him,
He's fallen out of favour. Well, he's like in and out of Real Madrid, so
that'll be
He did-
Liverpool's 5th sign of the summer. Who else have they signed? I'm trying to think.
they've
Ings,
got
Milner, Gomez,
Ings.
Bogdan.
Ah, yeah, that's all Bogdan and Gomez. No wonder I forgot.
Bogdan, great deal.
It's number 1. just imagine now when Mignolet has his normal flop of the season for a couple of games, and they call him for the second keeper to come in, then Bogdan gets off the bench. You think, oh God, we're screwed. We're going to win the league.
Yeah, they've gone from Brad Jones, who was their backup, and he's now been released, I assume, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Was that it?
he
Nice.
wasn't that bad as a number 2, but now they've got Adam Bogdan, who I think is just as worse.
Now, there's the next deal for talking about Liverpool. I actually think is a good idea. They're not going to splash the cash on Benteke. And they're interested in Llorente and Carlos Bacca. I think Llorente would be a good signing. And Juventus definitely need to sell him because you've got way too many strikers.
He just said today that he won't be going anywhere.
They always say that, James. That means he is.
I'm not a fan of
Juventus are
him.
going to go against Italian football.
What are you going to say, Ryan?
Juventus are going to go against that Italian football style. They're going to go 5 up front.
Yeah, they'll still win. Jake, the next deal is involving Newcastle. Are you excited?
If it's Musa Sissoko leaving, yes.
Oh no, it's not. It's Ashley Cole possibly coming on loan.
That was crazy when I read that yesterday.
Would you take him?
He's better than Dummy at left back, so yes.
He's better than Dummer at the left back. That's as bad as James in his Overton statement. James, Ashley
I'm better
Cole.
at Dummy than left back.
Exactly. James, would you be happy with Ashley Cole? I think I'd be ecstatic if we got Ashley Cole in.
I love it. Absolutely love it. He should have went to World Cup with England last tournament.
I think it'd be an absolute fantastic sign, wouldn't it? Everton are trying to sign Crystal Palace centre-back Scott Dann. 8 million.
Ex-Coventry player.
I think that's a bit steep, mind, 8 million. Do you think, Ryan?
it's an English player again, and English players always have that high evaluation. 8 million for someone like Scott Dan, who isn't one of the world's best players, nowhere near is a bit steep.
James, you are sitting north of the border.
Mm.
Celtic defender Virgil van Dijk is linked with Swansea, Tottenham, Southampton, and Norwich. Oh, and Sunderland. More than likely looking to be going to Swansea. Be a good signing to come to the Premier League.
Yes, very good. He's Swansea have shown a bit of ambition actually recently.
Yeah.
But he could play it higher than Swansea. He's too comfortable in Scotland. He knows it. Every game he's very comfortable. He's not being challenged, and he even said he's there to win the trophies before he moves. And I think you go in with a 7 million or more bid, you're going to get him. And he's a very, very, very good player.
I think it's going to be interesting to him to come down. I've not seen enough of him. He's one for you United fans. Ryan, what I will ask actually first is, I'm sure Fenerbahce are banned from Europe for another season. Manchester United winger Nani will announce his move to Fenerbahce soon. They also have to Van Persie.
Well, Fenerbahce just signed Simon Shire from Lille.
Okay.
And he's a very good player, so...
Have they relaxed the foreign player rules in Turkey now or something? Because I'm sure they could only have 5 or 6 foreign players in the whole squad.
Who knows?
Or in the squad, I think, like starting 16 maybe. But still, Van Persie and Nani going there. I can see Nani going there, but Van Persie?
Van Persie, he's been linked with quite a few clubs, but Fenerbahce, I just couldn't see him going. I can see him going to Italy somewhere if he wants to go anywhere.
He's been linked with enough clubs that I can see him not going anywhere.
Yeah, and he'll have another poor season. We'll all be tearing him apart.
It's going to be one of them things, so isn't it? Where they linked with loads of clubs and he ends up just not going anywhere. Now, I saw something interesting where United and Liverpool fans have been having a nice discussion with each other about Roberto Firmino from Hoffenheim, is it?
Yes.
Brazilian midfielder. Bantering over who's going to sign him, as it says.
Bantering over who's going to sign a player. Great banter.
Yeah, great banter. Would you have him?
Depends how much he's going to cost and if he's going to actually be played. This is what I want to see. If Man United are going to buy players, I'd rather them actually come in to play the game, not actually go in and sit in the reserves or play the odd game. I want someone that's going to come in and play 30 games a season. Yes and no.
Yes and no. Let's just see any other deals which stand out.
I've heard one for Scotland for James that he may have heard about.
Go on then.
Yeli Vossen is linked with Celtic. Anyone heard about that?
I haven't. He seemed to do well for Borough though, didn't he, James?
Yeah, I think he actually, what I read it was about 2 weeks ago now, is he wants to make his deal to Borough permanent. Again, referring back to Football Manager, about 2 years ago he was an absolute diamond on the game.
Yep.
Scored loads.
I think it'll be an interesting deal if Celtic can snap him up. I think Celtic are missing that 30-goal scorer, James, at the minute. So,
well, they will. I think they will let go Anthony Stokes. I know if he's Celtic fans, and apparently he's a bit of trouble. They've got Lee Griffiths, who's next season will score a lot of goals in that league.
Yeah,
they've got another couple.
He's definitely a good player. Ryan's internet kicking James in again, I think. But we are at 11:30, so or 10:30 UK time. So that's our 30-minute summer football show done. So cheers, Jake, for coming on.
No problem.
He said no problem, guys. Ryan, thank you as always, and James.
Thank you.
Right.
And we will see you all on Thursday night for the weekly FM show.